Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday. Welcome to Tuesday Tips Cut the Gibberish. Come on in. I'm excited to be here with you today. If you're joining me live, please say hello and let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to hear that. And if you are watching us on YouTube, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can be notified every time that we go live. We share a lot of valuable information throughout each week, and I wouldn't want you to miss anything. So this is Tuesday Tips, Cut to the Gibberish. It's a mindset training, and we talk about different topics to help get your mindset and get you on track for a successful business. So today we're going to talk about 3 reasons people don't follow up. You know, if you're not following up, you could be leaving money on the table, right? Because the old saying goes, "The fortune's in the follow-up," and that is so true. So let's dive into the 3 reasons people don't follow up. Number 1, they don't know where to start. Most people ask, where do I start from and get going? The reason is because even simple tasks usually have multiple moving parts. And when you're making decisions in a business or even in a household, you have to consider other people and the impact of your decision on external forces. So not knowing where to start will often stop people from even starting at all. Been there, done that as a business owner for sure. Number 2, lack of value and expectations. If someone doesn't understand the value of doing something, they just won't do it. And the classic example is the Karate Kid. Young Danielson didn't see any value in waxing on and waxing off, right? He expected to learn karate, not how to wax a car. So he was frustrated with the experience, not because it was a movie. He put up with the training. Now, because it was a movie, he did put up with the training. Also because he had his coach watching over him all day, right? But in real life, people just walk away from the task or never start the task at all. You also have to have expectations. What do you want the outcome to be? If you are not clear on the outcome, it makes it hard to pursue the task. So with the follow-up that we're speaking of today, if you're looking to gain more clients or grow your business, then wouldn't a follow-up task be important on a regular basis? I think so. It took me a while to realize that, but yes. So number 3, not enough time. This is one of the root causes I see a lot. When I work with people, I look for ways to fine-tune their schedule so that they can have time for that follow-up, even if they don't ask for it, because often this is the first excuse. I don't have enough time. There's not enough time in my day. There's not enough hours in the day. We all have the same 24 hours, right? You just have to be intentional with your time that you're working in your business or on your business, whatever that looks like, and then your personal time as well. Having a calendar or a scheduler can be very beneficial with helping you do that, okay? Like I said, a lot of people just tell me they don't have enough time, and for that person in that moment, that's a fact for them, just because they have not changed their mindset, right? They need to work on their mindset and being intentional with doing things and putting a schedule into place. So here's a few ways that you can overcome these issues, okay? Number 1, make sure you set clear goals and objectives for each task that you want to take on. Number 2, if assigning the task to someone else, make sure they understand the task. Don't just ask them if they understand, ask them to explain it back to you, okay? Make sure they're going to do it exactly how you want it done. A good way to ensure that is to actually have SOPs in place for your business. Everything that you do on a daily or weekly, monthly basis, have an SOP, create an SOP for it. That's a standard operating procedure. It's just plain and simple. You just write down exactly how you do something. If you have questions about SOPs, let's have a conversation. But with you create those SOPs for those routine things, the things that you do over and over and over, like I said, on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis, then those are the tasks that you could hand off to someone else, because you could also hand that SOP off to them and say, look, this is how this task is done. And they can follow those instructions and do it exactly the way you want it done, right? Easy peasy. Number 3, have a clear starting point and milestones. Getting started is the hardest part. And once you get someone started, it's much easier to direct them. It also gets them involved, and it's hard to quit once you invest your time into something. Number 4, get them involved in the creative process. Maybe if it's a new task that you're creating, or a new thing that you're implementing. Okay, say you're implementing a new CRM or a new tool, a new app that you want to use for your business. Let them get in on that. Let them know the reasoning why you're going to use that specific platform, and let them learn it along with you. That way, both of you understand it in the same way, right? So you want someone enrolled in the process to take ownership, or it gets them to help you create. Like I said, if you get them in at the very beginning, it's going to help them to understand it better and understand it the same way you understand it. That way, y'all both on the same page. Number 5, get clear on the value of the task. Attach it to goals and dreams, and how this task plays a pivotal role in accomplishing the goals and dreams for your business or your personal life, whichever spectrum that it may be falling on, okay? Number 6, set expectations, not just for the task, but what you expect will come from it long and short term. Depending upon what the task is, it could be something that the results are going to come down the road, or it may come, pretty quickly after the task is completed. So make sure those expectations are in place. Number 7, be clear how important the task is. If you need to make a list of other things going on that week and rank where this task lands on that list, know how important it is. Also, if it's a task that's going to take time for you to complete, create a task for that specific project, like building a website, for example. If you're wanting to build a new website or build your website, if you don't have one, you're not going to do it in a day. Websites take time. That's a project that's going to be go on for several weeks, okay? So you want to implement, okay, which page of my website am I working on this week, right? Maybe it's the about page, and you got to write that information. You got to come up with the different photos, all the things that you want to implement on that specific page. Or maybe it's your blog page, if you're putting a blog page on your website. So you got to pick and choose which blogs you want to include on your blog page of your website, right? So there's different, or maybe your services page. So you want to list all your services that you offer in your business, or your pricing page. There's various different pages, or your contact page. There's various different pages of a website, right? When you're creating a website. So you want to pick and choose just one page at a time, so that you don't get so overwhelmed. Yes, it is important to have a website. However, you're not going to get it done in a day, okay? Unless you are a website expert. Now, that might be possible. Or you're working with a website expert. But still, even with the experts, they're going to give it a few days to get the whole thing completed, okay? Just to be on the safe side, make sure everything works properly, everything is included that you want on the website, etc. So building a website is a big task to take on, and a project. So you definitely want to be clear of how important it is, and be clear of the time frame that you want to spend on building a website. And that might also help you determine on how many pages you actually want on that website. So see how there's various different factors with a task or project. So again, be clear on how important that task or that project is. And like I said, if you need to make a list, make you one. So with building the website example, make a list of the different pages you want on that website. And as you complete each page, you can check it off. That page is done. Let's move on to the next one. Right? Very simple. I hope these tips were beneficial for you. I cannot stress enough how important follow-up is, because definitely the fortune is in the follow-up. I get told that all the time. Yes, I'm a follow-up expert. I believe in following up. I do it on a daily basis, weekly basis, all the things. So quarterly basis, even. If you have been in my world for a little while, you know that I love sending cards. So I do that on a periodic basis. And you probably have received one from me. If you haven't and you would like to, reach out, send me your address, and I'll be happy to send you one. Snail mail is my favorite way of following up, but there's many different ways that you can follow up for sure. Another one is the stay in touch email I have talked about before. I do that as well. So there's very different ways that you can follow up with your prospects, your clients, the people you meet at networking events, etc. So to help keep you top of mind, following up helps to keep you top of mind. You might meet John Smith at a networking event. No, he might not have any need for what you have to offer at that very moment. But 6 months or a year from now, he may. But when that need arises, is he going to think to contact you? Not if you hadn't followed up with him. If you continuously follow up with him on a regular basis, then when that need arises, yes, you're going to be the first person he thinks of. And he's going to contact you and say, look, I need you to help me with blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is you offer that he now has a need for. So following up is very, very important. So if you have any questions about anything I shared today, reach out. I'll be happy to have a conversation with you. I hope you have a great week, and I'll talk to you again soon.